Did you know hosts on Airbnb now number over 5 million globally, and the platform recorded 448 million nights and experiences booked in 2023? If you're a retiree looking to turn spare space into supplemental income, and maybe meet travelers from around the world, it's a huge opportunity. But here's the truth. One wrong move can cost you big: fines, lost bookings, even removal from the platform. In this video, I'll walk you through 25 critical mistakes senior hosts must avoid, so you protect your property, your peace of mind, and your profit. Hello everyone, Andrew here. If you're 55 or older and thinking about starting or growing an Airbnb listing, this video is for you. Hosting can give you extra income, keep you active and connected, and open up a world of meeting guests from everywhere. But as many seasoned hosts say, it's not just what you do that counts, it's what you don't do. Especially when you're in retirement, you want your hosting to be reliable, low stress, and rewarding. Before we dive in, let me ask you 3 questions to think about. 1. Could your spare room or vacation cottage turn into a consistent income stream without turning into a full-time job? 2. Are you confident you know the local rules, insurance gaps, and risks unique to senior hosts? 3. How prepared are you to manage guest expectations, property maintenance, and reviews, so you're not burned out but actually enjoying the journey? Let's get started. Number 1. Legal, zoning, and platform foundations. Hosting through Airbnb can be a wonderful opportunity for retirees. Extra income, new social connections, and active engagement. But the very first step is getting your legal and foundational house in order. If you skip this stage, you risk fines, closed listings, or worse. Let's walk through what you must not do, and why each point matters, especially for senior hosts who may prefer predictability and peace of mind. Don't ignore local laws and zoning rules. Many U.S. cities, especially large ones like Los Angeles, Miami, San Francisco, have specific short-term rental rules: registration, special licensing, occupancy limits, or zoning restrictions. If you ignore them, you could face fines of $1,000 to $5,000 per violation, or even be forced to shut your listing permanently. As a senior host, you may be relying on the income or simply want it to be a steady, stress-free supplemental revenue stream. So being compliant is not optional. Start by checking your city or county website, talk to the zoning or neighborhood code office, and confirm that your home is eligible for short-term rental use. If you own a condo or planned unit development, check HOA rules too. Don't skip the Airbnb host guarantee terms. Airbnb offers something called the host guarantee, which can cover damage to your home by guests, but it is not the same as a full insurance policy. It excludes things like jewelry, cash, rare collectibles, or some types of structural damage. Seniors often have sentimental or high-value items in their home. Keep in mind they may not be covered under the guarantee. Therefore, supplement with a tailored homeowner's policy or a dedicated short-term rental insurance product. Think of the host guarantee as one layer of protection, not the only layer. Don't accept off-platform payments. One of the common scams for new hosts, and sadly sometimes targeting seniors, is agreeing to payment via bank transfer, check, or outside Airbnb. But this violates Airbnb rules. You lose platform protection, and you expose yourself to fraud, identity theft, or contract problems. Always keep payment, communications, and guest booking entirely within Airbnb's system. That way you maintain the documented trail and protect your listing status. Don't list without clear, accurate photos. If the listing photos are dark, blurry, misleading, or don't accurately reflect the property, guests may feel deceived. That leads to poor reviews, cancellations, and damage to your ranking. Data shows listings with professional quality photos can earn up to 40% more bookings compared with poorer imagery. As a senior host, investing in a local photographer or using Airbnb's free photo service is smart. It pays off by attracting better guests and reducing misunderstandings. Don't hide accessibility issues. You may think that stairs, narrow doorways, uneven floors, or small bathrooms are just part of old house charm. But if they pose a challenge to guests, especially those with mobility issues, they need to be disclosed clearly. Seniors hosting seniors or multi-generational families are increasingly common. It's better to be upfront and perhaps mention not easily accessible for wheelchairs or 2 flights of stairs. Then surprise a guest and receive a negative review, or worse, encounter an accident. By mastering these foundational pieces, legal compliance, insurance, payment integrity, strong listing visuals, and honest disclosure, You set yourself up for a stable, respected, and low-stress hosting experience. You're not just doing hosting, you're building a reliable, senior-friendly micro-business that supports your lifestyle and gives you freedom. Number 2, guest experience and property management. Now that you've got the legal and platform foundation in place, let's turn our attention to what really makes or breaks guest experience and day-to-day property management. As a senior host, you want smooth operations, fewer surprises, and happy guests who leave great reviews, which means avoiding some common missteps. Don't set unrealistic house rules. When you're hosting in your retirement, you might feel more comfortable setting lots of restrictions. No cooking, no visitors, no music after 8 p.m., and so on. But overly strict rules may scare away the type of guests you want. Someone respectful, comfortable, and eager to enjoy your space. The key is balance. Define rules that protect your home and comfort, yes, but keep it practical and friendly. For instance, quiet after 10 p.m., only registered guests on property. Enjoy the kitchen but please clean up. That sets boundaries while keeping your listing welcoming. Don't neglect guest communication. In the world of Airbnb, communication is critical. The platform tracks your response time and responsiveness, and slow replies can lower your ranking and reduce visibility. For you as a senior host, setting aside a regular time each day, or enabling notifications to answer guest questions, send check-in instructions, welcome messages, and follow up makes a big difference. It not only improves guest satisfaction, but also protects you from misunderstandings, like arrival times, parking, or special requests. Don't forget safety equipment. Every property should have the necessary safety features: working smoke detectors, carbon monoxide alarms, fire extinguisher, first aid kit, clear exit paths, and good lighting. Especially when you host older guests or guests with families, safety gives you peace of mind, and it's required by Airbnb in many jurisdictions. As a senior host, you're also modeling best practice. Your guests will appreciate it, and you'll avoid liability concerns. Don't overlook maintenance. I often speak with senior hosts who underestimate how much the look and feel of the property affects ratings. A squeaky door, worn linens, poor lighting, broken appliance. It may seem minor, but guests notice. They compare to hotels or high-end stays. Invest time or hire local help for routine maintenance. Check doors/windows, fix loose hardware, replace old bedding, refresh decor, and ensure outdoor lighting works. Clean and functional spaces translate into better reviews, fewer negative comments, and recurring bookings. Don't ignore guest reviews. A guest leaves a less-than-perfect review? Don't ignore it. Respond professionally, thank them for feedback, acknowledge the issue, and explain how you will fix it. Many guests look at hosts' response to feedback as much as the listing itself. This is especially important for senior hosts cultivating a reputation of reliability and hospitality. Use reviews as a learning tool, not as criticism, and you'll continuously improve your listing. Through thoughtful guest communication, realistic rule setting, proactive maintenance, and a safety-first mindset, you'll craft a hosting experience that's both comfortable for you and highly appreciated by your guests. The result: better reviews, fewer surprises, and more freedom to enjoy your retirement while hosting. Number 3, pricing, amenities, and property setup. Okay, with the legal foundation settled and guest management underway, let's turn to how you present your property, price it correctly, and equip it well. For senior hosts, this is an area where small strategic steps can yield strong returns, without turning into a full-time job. Don't underprice your property. There's a natural instinct, especially for those new to hosting, to think, I'll price it low to get bookings. But underpricing can backfire. You may attract guests who expect bargain basement conditions, or those less respectful of your space. Worse, you may struggle to cover your costs, maintenance, utilities, cleaning. According to multiple sources, average U.S. Airbnb host earnings are around $13,800 annually. Use Airbnb's smart pricing tool, but tailor it to your market and property. Adjust for season, local events, and desired guest type. Remember, you're offering more than a room. You're offering a welcoming stay. Don't overpromise amenities. You may list your place as having a fully equipped kitchen, spa bathroom, or family-friendly entertainment room. If guests arrive and it falls short, no coffee maker, missing cookware, no streaming service, they may leave unhappy. Instead, list accurately, and if you have extras, highlight them. For example, Basic kitchen with microwave, fridge and coffee maker. Optional barbecue rental available. Truth builds trust, and trust builds repeat business. Don't forget to check guest IDs. While Airbnb does its verification, hosts can also ask for government ID via the platform's secure messaging system. This extra step adds peace of mind, especially important if you're hosting solo or want additional safety. A guest with ID and good communication is less likely to cause issues. It's not about mistrust, it's about being prudent and protecting your property and peace of mind. Don't rely on verbal agreements. Sometimes you have a friendly chat with a guest and agree, only one car, quiet hours after 10 p.m., or no pets. But if it's not recorded in Airbnb messages, then when a dispute arises, you may have no proof. As a senior host, it's wise to always send a short confirmation message via the Airbnb platform summarizing any special agreement. That way you have documentation, and the guest has clarity. Don't forget lighting and safety for nighttime. I emphasize this because as we age, safety at night and navigation matter more, for both hosts and guests. Install motion sensor lights at entryways, put night lights in hallways, ensure walkways are clear of trip hazards, and check outdoor lighting is sufficient. Having these small upgrades improves guest confidence and reduces the risk of accidents or guest complaints. Your property may feel like home to you, but to a guest arriving in the dark it may look different. Make it safe, make it welcoming. If you handle pricing smartly, set up accurate amenities, verify guests, formalize rule agreements, and focus on safety and presentation, you'll create an environment where both you and your guests feel respected, comfortable, and valued. That's exactly the kind of hosting experience retirees want: profitable, meaningful, and manageable. Number 4, taxes, insurance, and neighbor relations. Don't ignore taxes. Many senior hosts mistakenly think the income is small enough to overlook tax planning, but you'll want to avoid unpleasant surprises. The IRS receives reports from Airbnb about host income. A host must track gross revenue, expenses, cleaning, repairs, utilities, supplies, and ideally engage a tax professional familiar with short-term rentals. A good rule of thumb: set aside 10 to 15% of your Airbnb income for taxes, federal, state, possibly local. By being proactive, you avoid stress, penalties, and unknowns. Don't leave personal valuables in the rental. Even the most respectful guests can make mistakes, spill wine, accidentally damage a keepsake, or misplace a sentimental item. As a senior host, you likely own items with emotional value. Consider moving these valuables out of guest-accessible spaces. Lock the door to your personal area, and treat the rental zone as a semi-commercial space. It's about protecting your peace of mind and ensuring that hosting remains a pleasure rather than a worry. Don't ignore insurance coverage gaps. Standard homeowners insurance often excludes short-term rental activity. Yes, Airbnb's air cover for hosts offers protections, but it may not cover every scenario: certain types of property damage, liability issues, or loss of rental income. It's wise to talk with an insurance agent about adding a short-term rental endorsement or purchasing a policy tailored to rentals. This is especially important when you're relying on this income or hosting regularly. Don't forget to verify cleaning standards. Guests expect cleanliness comparable to hotels, especially in post-pandemic travel. Airbnb's enhanced cleaning guidelines remain influential. If you hire a cleaning service, smart for many senior hosts, make sure you have a checklist. Change sheets, sanitize high-touch surfaces, restock supplies, check for damage. Document your process, take photos before/after, keep receipts. A spotless property leads to positive reviews, fewer guest complaints, and fewer stress moments for you. Don't ignore neighbors' comfort. Your listing sits in a community, and maintaining good neighbor relations is vital. Complaints from neighbors, noise, parking, late-night guests can lead to local government attention, HOA issues, or even your listing being challenged. As a senior host, you likely value a calm neighborhood. Extend that to your guests. Set clear, quiet hours, for example after 10 p.m. Provide parking instructions. Leave a note in the welcome book about respect for neighbors. Consider introducing yourself to nearby residents and telling them you'll host responsibly. Goodwill goes a long way. When you manage taxes and finances smartly, cover insurance gaps, maintain cleanliness to high standards, and respect your immediate community, you're not just running a listing, you're creating a well-respected long-term asset. Hosting can enhance your retirement, not complicate it. Number 5, marketing, calendar management, and your joy of hosting. Don't rely solely on the platform for protection. Yes, Airbnb gives you tools and visibility, but ultimately you manage a small hospitality business. Keep backups of guest messages, photos of your property, records of maintenance and cleaning. If you ever need to escalate a guest dispute or insurance claim, you'll be glad you were organized. Treat hosting like a business with records, even if you're doing it for lifestyle and income, not just extra money. Don't forget to update the calendar. An outdated calendar frustrates guests, causes cancellations, reduces visibility, and may trigger penalties from Airbnb. As a senior host, you might host part-time, seasonally, or only in select windows, so it's very important to log in weekly, check upcoming bookings, block dates when you're unavailable, update rates for holidays, events, or peak seasons. This simple habit keeps your listing healthy and guest expectations aligned. Don't ignore accessibility or age inclusion. It's tempting to feel my house is fine for me, so it's fine for anyone. But guests vary widely. Some may have mobility issues, others may be families with young children. If you have stairs, narrow entries, or uneven paths, disclose them honestly. This avoids surprises, complaints, or worse, accidents. Also, your expectation and treatment of all guests must comply with Airbnb's anti-discrimination policy. As a senior host, you're in a strong position to welcome guests of all ages and backgrounds with dignity and respect. Don't lose the joy of hosting. You began hosting for good reasons. Extra income, meeting new people, staying active in retirement. Don't let the grind of logistics, cleaning, guest questions, or maintenance steal the joy. Set boundaries. For example, limit bookings per year, maybe 20 to 30 nights. Automate check-in with a keypad, hire a cleaner, delegate tasks you don't enjoy. Then you retain hosting as a positive, enriching part of your retirement, not an obligation. Don't undercommunicate your unique story. Many senior hosts bring a special value. Hospitality rooted in life experience, calm and welcoming presence, local wisdom, and a sense of history. Use that in your listing description and guest interaction. Share a little of your story, your neighborhood's charm, what guest book entries say about you. This builds authenticity, a key driver for differentiation. 64% of Airbnb guests say they chose the platform because it gave a closer connection to the local culture rather than a standard hotel stay. By proactively managing your calendar, being inclusive and transparent, preserving your enthusiasm, and marketing your unique hosting value, you'll not only run a profitable listing, you'll create an experience that guests love and leave 5-star feedback for. As a senior host, you're not just offering a space, you're offering a warm welcome, freedom, connection, and trust. That's the difference. Number 6, don't set unrealistic house rules. Here's something many first-time senior hosts learn the hard way. Guests don't mind following rules, but they do mind being micromanaged. Setting overly strict or unrealistic house rules can turn a 5-star stay into a frustrating experience for both sides. According to Airbnb's 2025 Host Insights report, listings with flexible but clear rules receive 27% more positive reviews than those with excessive restrictions. When a listing says no visitors, no cooking, no shoes, no talking on the balcony, it doesn't read like a welcoming home. It feels like a detention hall. As a senior host, you want your home to feel both safe and respected. Instead of using rules to control guests, use them to guide behavior. For example, rather than writing, "No noise after 8 p.m., say, "Please keep conversations quiet after 9 p.m. so everyone enjoys a peaceful evening." Small wording changes like that show warmth and maturity, something guests appreciate deeply. It's also smart to explain why a rule exists. Guests are far more cooperative when they understand your reasoning, whether it's maintaining neighborhood peace or protecting fragile decor. Remember, travelers from around the world stay in your space, so cultural sensitivity goes a long way. Finally, keep rules realistic to your home type. If you live in a senior community or quiet suburb, rules about parking, noise, and visitor limits make sense. But if you're hosting near a beach or downtown area, a more relaxed tone may fit better. The goal isn't to remove freedom, it's to create comfort for both guest and host. So before you publish that long list of don'ts, ask yourself one question. Would I enjoy staying here under these same rules? If not, trim and reframe. That's how 5-star hosts keep both respect and repeat bookings. Number 7, don't neglect guest communication. Airbnb's success relies on connection, and nothing erodes trust faster than silence. For senior hosts especially, timely communication can mean the difference between a smooth booking and a stressful misunderstanding. According to Airbnb's 2024 data, hosts who reply within 1 hour of guest messages earn 2 times more bookings and maintain higher satisfaction scores. Yet many older hosts underestimate how important that response time is. Even if you're not tech-savvy, the Airbnb app makes it simple. Enable notifications, use pre-written message templates, and set up automated replies that greet guests instantly. These small tools make you appear professional and attentive, and protect your visibility in Airbnb's search rankings. Beyond speed, tone matters. Avoid abrupt or defensive replies. Instead, think of communication as hospitality through words. A message like, "Thank you for reaching out. I'm happy to clarify that for you," builds rapport and reassurance. Good communication also prevents problems before they start. Send a friendly reminder about check-in times, parking details, or Wi-Fi access the day before arrival. After check-in, a brief, "How is everything so far?" message not only shows care, it encourages guests to mention small issues privately before they turn into negative reviews. And remember, communication goes both ways. Always thank guests who message you politely or leave feedback. It strengthens relationships and helps build your reputation as a warm, reliable senior host. So, if you ever feel unsure about how to respond, just imagine how you would like to be treated as a guest, with respect, patience, and kindness. That mindset alone turns communication into your strongest hosting tool. Number 8. Don't forget safety equipment. Nothing says professionalism like a safe and well-prepared home. Safety isn't optional. It's the backbone of trust, especially for senior hosts who may have mobility challenges themselves. Airbnb's air cover policy requires that every host maintain working smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and a first aid kit. Yet, as of 2024, Airbnb found that 1 in 6 listings still lacked one of these safety essentials. That's a risk not worth taking. Smoke detectors save lives, period. Replace batteries twice a year, and test them monthly. Carbon monoxide alarms are equally vital, especially for homes with gas heating or fireplaces. And don't forget fire extinguishers. One for the kitchen and another for the main hallway is ideal. Visibility also prevents accidents. Add nightlights in hallways, stairways, and bathrooms. For seniors hosting other older guests, install non-slip mats and grab bars in showers. According to the CDC, over 3 million seniors in the U.S. visit emergency rooms each year due to falls, most of which occur in the home. A few $20 safety upgrades can prevent tragedy and bad reviews. Even if your guests are younger, safety-conscious touches stand out. Travelers notice when you've thought about their well-being. It signals care and maturity. List your safety equipment in your Airbnb description. Guests browsing listings often filter by safety features, and yours could rank higher. In short, safety isn't just protection, it's marketing. When your home feels secure, your guests relax, your reviews shine, and your hosting confidence grows. Number 9. Don't overlook taxes. Many new senior hosts are 1099 form. Surprised when tax season arrives and Airbnb sends them Airbnb automatically reports income to the IRS once your earnings exceed $600 a year. So, pretending your Airbnb income doesn't exist? Not an option. But here's the good news. You can deduct a lot more than you think. According to the IRS, hosts can write off a portion of mortgage interest, property taxes, cleaning supplies, repairs, and even depreciation if they rent part of their home. A survey by AARP in 2024 found that 41% of senior Airbnb hosts use their income to cover healthcare or housing expenses. Understanding your tax responsibilities helps you keep more of that income for yourself. Keep detailed records, your booking calendar, receipts, and any maintenance invoices. Many hosts use simple tools like QuickBooks Self-Employed or Wave to track income automatically. And don't forget local taxes. Some cities like San Francisco or Austin require hosts to pay short-term rental taxes in addition to federal income tax. Airbnb collects these in certain states, but not all. Check your local regulations so you're not caught off guard. Lastly, consult a CPA who understands short-term rental laws. The small cost of professional advice can save you hundreds, even thousands, each year. Remember, the IRS doesn't mind if you earn through Airbnb. They just want accuracy. Stay transparent, stay organized, and your hosting income will work for you, not against you. Number 10. Don't ignore guest reviews. In Airbnb's world, reviews are your resume. They're how future guests decide whether to trust you, and how the platform decides whether to promote your listing. According to Airbnb's 2025 data, listings with an average rating of 4.8 stars or higher earn double the annual income of those below 4.5. But maintaining that standard takes humility and attention. When a guest leaves a less-than-perfect review, resist the urge to defend yourself publicly. Instead, reply with gratitude and professionalism. A message like, "Thank you for your feedback. I'll make sure to improve that for future guests," tells readers that you care, not that you argue. Even positive reviews deserve attention. A warm, "Thank you for staying, we'd love to host you again," keeps your profile active and shows engagement. Airbnb's algorithm favors responsive hosts who interact after checkout. Use feedback as your free consultant. If several guests mention lighting, temperature, or bedding comfort, that's your cue for improvement. Each fix moves you closer to that coveted Superhost badge, a mark that increases bookings by about 22%, according to Airbnb's 2024 analytics. So treat reviews as a reflection, not a judgment. Every comment is a chance to refine your craft and show that age brings wisdom and exceptional hospitality. Number 11. Don't over-automate without oversight. Automation can be a lifesaver for senior Airbnb hosts, freeing up time and reducing day-to-day stress. Tools like smart locks, cleaning schedules, message templates, and pricing algorithms are brilliant additions when used correctly. But too many hosts fall into the trap of letting technology run unchecked. Over-automation, without human oversight, can quietly turn into a costly mistake. The goal of automation is to make your hosting easier, not to take your attention away entirely. In 2025, experienced hosts consistently reported that automation increased efficiency and profits, but only when paired with routine review. If you rely on an app to schedule cleaning but never verify the work, a missed turnover can leave a guest walking into an unready home. If you let dynamic pricing tools adjust your rates automatically, you might underprice during local events or overprice in slow seasons, losing bookings or income. Technology can handle repetitive tasks, but it can't replace the warmth of a personal message or the care of a quick check-in. Guests still value the human touch, especially when staying in a senior-hosted property. A simple, "Hope your trip was smooth. Feel free to reach out if you need anything," transforms an automated stay into a welcoming experience. Seniors often shine in this area because empathy and hospitality come naturally, and guests notice that sincerity. To stay in control, dedicate a small window of time each week to review your systems. Make sure your smart locks work properly, your cleaning service is reliable, and your pricing reflects local market demand. Double-check that automated replies sound friendly and natural, not robotic. The trick is to let technology handle what you can't, but never let it handle what defines you. Automation without oversight can make your hosting feel distant, even careless. But when balanced with personal attention, it becomes your greatest ally. For seniors who want freedom, flexibility, and consistency in retirement, automation works best when you remain the calm captain steering the ship, not a passenger hoping the autopilot stays on course. Number 12. Don't neglect your exit strategy and contingency planning. One of the most overlooked aspects of senior hosting is planning for the future. Many hosts think about how to start, but few think about how they'll pause, slow down, or stop when the time comes. Having an exit strategy isn't about quitting, it's about staying in control. Hosting can be physically and mentally demanding. You might handle it easily today, but what if your health changes, your city adjusts its regulations, or you simply want more freedom? A smart senior host plans ahead. Think of it like a retirement plan for your hosting life, one that protects your income and peace of mind. Start by identifying what would make you reduce your hosting. Maybe it's after 3 more years of active hosting, or maybe it's once you reach a certain financial goal. Having that target helps you make smart operational choices now. For example, you might start training a co-host or a trusted friend to manage bookings, messages, or turnovers so they can step in if you take a break. If you're hospitalized or traveling, this backup keeps your listing running smoothly without penalties. You should also prepare for emergencies that could disrupt your operations, like major home repairs, unexpected regulation changes, or family obligations. Setting aside a few months of Airbnb income as a safety cushion can make these events manageable rather than stressful. It's equally wise to research local landlord laws in case long-term guests trigger tenant rights, something many senior hosts overlook. Most importantly, check in with yourself. Every 6 months, evaluate how hosting fits your energy, health, and enjoyment levels. Are you still excited when new bookings come in? Or do you feel tired by the process? Adjust early. Hosting should enhance your retirement, not consume it. Having a clear exit strategy means you decide when and how your hosting chapter evolves, ensuring it remains a joyful part of your golden years, not a burden. Number 13. Don't let neighbor and community relations slide. Your Airbnb doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of a living neighborhood filled with people who value peace, privacy, and order. One of the biggest mistakes senior hosts make is assuming that as long as Airbnb approves their listing, they're in the clear. But local community relations can make or break your hosting experience. A single noisy guest, a car parked in the wrong spot, or trash left outside too long can strain relationships that took years to build. Many senior hosts live in long-established neighborhoods where everyone knows each other. The key is to make sure your hosting doesn't disrupt that harmony. Communicating with your neighbors early prevents resentment later. A simple introduction, even a friendly note explaining that you occasionally host through Airbnb and are available if any issues arise, can work wonders. Guests, on the other hand, need clear expectations about how to behave within your community. Explain where to park when trash is collected and which outdoor spaces are shared or off-limits. If you live in a quiet residential area, remind them of local norms, like reducing outdoor conversation after 10 p.m. Airbnb guests are usually respectful when guided gently and clearly. You should also stay informed about your city's rental laws. Many U.S. cities now require registration or limit the number of nights you can host annually. Keeping compliant not only protects your listing from fines, but shows your neighbors you care about the rules. Respecting your community isn't just good ethics, it's good business. Guests appreciate hosts who maintain peaceful surroundings, and neighbors who trust you are less likely to complain or report issues. Hosting works best when it blends into the neighborhood fabric instead of standing apart from it. A good senior host treats neighbors as quiet partners in success, not as obstacles. Number 14. Don't ignore technology and cybersecurity. Technology is the invisible foundation of modern hosting. It manages bookings, locks, cameras, Wi-Fi, and payments. But as helpful as tech is, ignoring its risks can expose you, and your guests, to serious problems. Cybersecurity isn't just for large companies. Small hosts are equally vulnerable. A common mistake seniors make is reusing passwords across different systems: email, Airbnb, and smart devices. It only takes one breach for hackers to access multiple accounts. Two-factor authentication, available on Airbnb and most email providers, adds an extra layer of safety. Smart locks are another convenience, but they need regular software updates to prevent malfunctions or security flaws. Outdated firmware can allow unwanted access, so check for updates every few months. Wi-Fi security also matters. Always create a separate network for guests so your personal devices remain protected. Sharing your main home network can expose sensitive files or personal data. When setting up smart home devices like thermostats or cameras, review their privacy policies and never store guest data outside Airbnb's system. The rise of tech-based hosting has also changed Airbnb's internal ranking system. New studies from 2025 show that hosts who maintain secure, updated, and low-risk profiles are less likely to encounter listing penalties or search visibility drops. In other words, responsible tech practices help both your safety and your income. Even if technology feels intimidating, think of it like home maintenance. Small regular care prevents big problems later. Set a reminder every quarter to update devices, review passwords, and back up your records. Keeping your system secure shows guests that you're professional and trustworthy, qualities that turn first-time bookings into repeat stays. Number 15. Don't lose the host's mindset. Focus on value, enjoyment, and legacy. Hosting on Airbnb isn't just about keys and calendars. It's about connection, purpose, and the simple joy of welcoming others. Yet after a while, even the most enthusiastic hosts can lose that spark. The mistake is letting the pressure of reviews, algorithms, and maintenance replace the original passion that drew you to hosting. Many seniors start hosting for good reasons: to earn extra income, to stay social, or to share their home and story. But over time, it can start to feel like a chore, checking messages, cleaning constantly, worrying about small details. When that happens, pause and reconnect with your why. Ask yourself what you truly enjoy about hosting. Is it meeting travelers? Sharing local tips? Supporting your retirement? Let that reason guide your approach. Airbnb data shows that listings with authentic, engaged hosts consistently outperform those that feel impersonal. Guests can sense when a host enjoys what they do. Your warmth, patience, and life experience are your biggest assets, qualities that can't be automated or faked. Lean into that advantage. If the workload becomes too heavy, simplify. Host fewer nights, raise your prices slightly, or hire help for cleaning. You don't have to host year-round to succeed. Balance is the secret to longevity. And never underestimate your story's power. A few lines about your journey or community ties in your listing can turn a booking into a relationship. In the end, hosting should enrich your retirement, not exhaust it. Celebrate your wins, big or small. Each satisfied guest and kind review is proof that you're doing something meaningful. By staying focused on value, enjoyment, and legacy, you'll remain not just a host, but a lifelong ambassador of hospitality. The kind of person every traveler remembers with a smile. Number 16. Don't skip insurance and liability protection. Many senior hosts make the mistake of assuming that Airbnb's built-in protection is enough to cover every possible mishap. Unfortunately, that assumption can become very expensive. While Airbnb offers host liability insurance and host damage protection, these programs have limits and exclusions that every host should understand clearly before they open their doors. For example, Airbnb's host guarantee may cover damage caused by guests, but it won't replace valuable personal items, antiques, or sentimental belongings. Host liability insurance might step in if a guest is injured on your property, but it doesn't protect against issues unrelated to their stay, like a delivery driver slipping on your walkway or a friend helping with cleaning. That's why having your own homeowners or landlord insurance policy that explicitly covers short-term rentals is critical. Insurance is not just about peace of mind. It's part of your business foundation. If your city or homeowners association has regulations for short-term rentals, they may even require proof of coverage. Many U.S. insurance providers now offer tailored home-sharing policies, designed to fill the gaps Airbnb's programs leave behind. Seniors especially benefit from this protection because it shields both your home and your savings, assets you've worked a lifetime to build. In addition to property coverage, consider personal liability protection. A simple accident, such as a guest tripping on a loose rug, could result in a lawsuit. The average personal injury claim in the U.S. can exceed $30,000. With proper coverage, your insurer, not your retirement fund, handles the costs. To stay safe, make it a habit to review your insurance once a year. Speak with your provider about how your Airbnb activities fit within your policy. Keep all correspondence in writing. Taking these steps ensures you're not just a host, but a responsible homeowner who's planned wisely for every what-if. Hosting should bring joy and financial comfort, not sleepless nights over risks that could have been prevented with a single policy review. Number 17. Don't misprice your Airbnb, learn your market. Pricing mistakes are among the most common reasons senior hosts lose income. Many either underprice their property out of fear that guests won't book, or they overprice it, leading to long stretches of vacancy. The key to successful Airbnb hosting is finding a rate that reflects both value and strategy, not just emotion. Data from AirDNA and Statista in 2025 shows that U.S. Airbnbs with regularly adjusted pricing earned up to 32% more annually than those with static rates. Seniors who host seasonally often forget to update prices, missing opportunities during peak travel periods. For instance, coastal towns like Sarasota, Myrtle Beach, and San Diego can double their rates during winter months when snowbirds arrive. Similarly, local festivals and sporting events can temporarily spike demand, if you're aware and ready to adjust. To avoid undercharging, compare your listing with others nearby that have similar amenities and guest capacity. Study their calendars, photos, and guest reviews to see what travelers expect at each price point. Consider using Airbnb's smart pricing tool, but don't rely on it blindly. These algorithms tend to favor occupancy over profitability, which might lower your rates too much. Instead, use it as a guide, then apply your own judgment. Overpricing, on the other hand, can quietly push your listing out of visibility. Airbnb's search system favors active, fairly priced listings with consistent bookings. A few empty months can drop your ranking and take time to recover. A smart approach is to start moderately, gather reviews, then gradually raise prices as your credibility grows. Remember, pricing isn't just about nightly rates. Cleaning fees, discounts for longer stays, and cancellation policies also affect your appeal. Seniors hosting part-time can offer weekly or monthly discounts to attract mature, respectful guests. The goal isn't to chase the highest dollar. It's to strike a balance that rewards your effort, sustains your comfort, and builds long-term hosting success. Number 18. Don't forget accessibility and senior-friendly design. One of the biggest advantages senior hosts have is understanding what makes a space comfortable for older adults. Yet many forget to apply that insight to their Airbnb setup. Accessibility and safety are not just bonuses. They are essentials that can expand your guest base and raise your ratings dramatically. In the US, travelers aged 55 and older make up nearly 26% of Airbnb's guest demographic. This group values comfort, clarity, and convenience. Things like grab bars in bathrooms, step-free entrances, and good lighting. Even small upgrades, such as adding a non-slip mat, labeling light switches, or providing seating in the shower, can make a world of difference. These details show care and professionalism. Accessibility also improves your earning potential. Properties labeled as senior-friendly or accessible often appear in more search results and attract families traveling with grandparents. Installing a ramp or wider doorway doesn't just serve one demographic. It benefits anyone with limited mobility, including parents with strollers or travelers recovering from surgery. From a host's perspective, these changes are long-term investments. A well-lit home with minimal trip hazards is safer for you too. As you age, these features make continued hosting easier and more enjoyable. Accessibility isn't charity. It's smart business wrapped in compassion. Don't forget the digital side of accessibility, either. Make sure your listing photos clearly show entrances, bathrooms, and key features. Use descriptive captions instead of vague phrases like easy access. Seniors booking online appreciate clarity. By designing your space with accessibility in mind, you're not just creating a listing, you're offering peace of mind, both for your guests and yourself. Number 19. Don't forget taxes and record keeping. Airbnb income is taxable in the US, and overlooking that reality can lead to costly surprises. Many senior hosts assume that since Airbnb handles payments, the taxes are automatically taken care of. In truth, while Airbnb does issue a Form 1099-K for hosts earning above the threshold, currently $5,000 federally, though it varies by state, the responsibility for reporting income and expenses remains with you. Keeping accurate records from day one saves you from stress later. Track every dollar earned and every deductible expense. Cleaning supplies, linens, repairs, and even part of your internet bill may qualify as write-offs. The IRS allows hosts to deduct expenses directly related to their rental activities, which can significantly lower your taxable income. For seniors relying on Social Security or retirement benefits, understanding how Airbnb income affects taxation is essential. If you earn too much from hosting, it could partially tax your Social Security benefits. Consulting a tax professional once a year ensures you stay compliant and maximize your deductions legally. Technology can make record-keeping painless. Apps like QuickBooks, Stessa, or even a simple spreadsheet help track income and expenses efficiently. Keep all receipts, either digitally or in a labeled folder. At year-end, this preparation makes filing easier and gives you a clear picture of your net profit. Taxes aren't a burden when you plan ahead. They're a sign that your hosting business is thriving. Treat Airbnb as the micro-business it truly is. With accurate records, you protect yourself from audits and show professionalism that banks or investors recognize should you ever expand. The goal is to make hosting part of your long-term financial plan, not a tax season headache. Number 20. Don't neglect maintenance and home safety checks. A successful Airbnb doesn't run on aesthetics alone. It runs on consistency and care. Skipping regular maintenance is one of the most common errors senior hosts make, often because things seem fine. But prevention is always cheaper than repair. Each season, set aside time to inspect your property thoroughly. Check smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, fire extinguishers, and locks. Replace batteries twice a year, even if they still work. Have a professional inspect your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical systems annually. A small leak or faulty wire can quickly become a guest emergency if ignored. Safety extends beyond mechanics. Keep walkways clear, ensure outdoor lighting is bright, and replace rugs or mats that slide. Airbnb's 2025 safety standards now encourage hosts to list their property's safety features in detail. Not only does this reassure guests, it also boosts your search ranking. Maintenance isn't just about keeping things running. It's about showing pride and professionalism. Guests instantly sense when a property is cared for. Clean, well-maintained spaces lead to better reviews, repeat visitors, and less stress overall. Seniors who treat maintenance as part of their hosting rhythm, not a chore, tend to host longer, more comfortably, and with fewer costly surprises. In hosting, your home is your brand. Regular upkeep isn't an expense. It's an investment in your reputation and peace of mind. Every light checked and filter replaced says, "This host cares." That care is what turns an ordinary listing into a trusted one. And for senior hosts, that trust is everything. Number 21. Don't overlook guest reviews and reputation management. Every Airbnb host, especially seniors, should understand that reviews are not just opinions. They are your digital reputation, your resume, and your credibility all wrapped into one. Ignoring guest feedback or responding emotionally to criticism can cost far more than one bad comment. It can push your listing down in Airbnb's search results and discourage future bookings. According to Airbnb's 2025 Host Insight Report, listings with an average rating of 4.8 or higher enjoy up to 60% more bookings than those rated below 4.5. That means 1 or 2 careless interactions can make a visible difference to your income. For senior hosts, who often rely on Airbnb as a steady source of retirement income, protecting that rating is essential. When you receive a negative review, pause before responding. Read it objectively and see if there's truth behind the frustration. Was the guest unclear about the check-in time? Did the Wi-Fi password change and cause confusion? Sometimes small details can lead to big misunderstandings. Respond with professionalism, gratitude, and a calm tone, even if you disagree. A message like, "Thank you for your feedback. We're sorry your experience didn't meet expectations. We've already taken steps to improve," shows maturity and accountability. Reviews also serve as free business coaching. If multiple guests mention dim lighting or uncomfortable mattresses, that's not criticism, it's data. Seniors who treat feedback as insight rather than insult often become superhosts faster. Finally, don't forget to review your guests too. Polite, prompt reviews help Airbnb maintain trust across the community. By engaging thoughtfully with reviews, you're not just maintaining your rating, you're building a reputation that says, "This is a host who cares." Number 22. Don't cancel bookings without cause. Cancellations may seem harmless at first, but on Airbnb, they can have serious consequences. Frequent cancellations lower your listing's visibility and can even suspend your account. Airbnb's 2025 policy update now penalizes hosts more severely for cancellations that aren't justified by emergencies or verified extenuating circumstances. For senior hosts, life happens: doctor's appointments, health issues, family events. But planning and communication are key. Keep your calendar accurate and avoid accepting bookings you're unsure about. If a cancellation becomes unavoidable, contact Airbnb support immediately and explain the situation honestly. Transparency can protect your host status and preserve your reviews. Cancellations don't just affect algorithms, they affect people. A family may have saved months for their vacation, or a business traveler might depend on your home for an important meeting. When you cancel, you interrupt more than a reservation. You interrupt their plans and trust. Senior hosts can avoid cancellation stress by setting minimum advance booking times, blocking personal use dates, and automating calendar updates through Airbnb's mobile app. A little planning today saves a lot of stress tomorrow. The most successful older hosts treat hosting like a partnership. When guests know they can depend on you, your reputation for reliability becomes your strongest marketing tool. Stronger than photos, stronger than price, and stronger than any paid promotion. Number 23. Don't disregard neighbors' comfort and community rules. Many seniors live in close-knit neighborhoods, the kind where everyone knows each other's routines. While Airbnb hosting can bring financial comfort, it can also bring tension if neighbors feel disrupted. Ignoring their comfort or your community's quiet hours can lead to complaints, city violations, or HOA restrictions. Start by introducing yourself as an Airbnb host. A simple conversation can go a long way toward easing concerns. Let neighbors know your hosting schedule and assure them that you screen guests carefully. Offer your phone number for direct communication if issues arise. Most problems escalate only when neighbors feel excluded. Keep parking rules clear and visible. Many U.S. suburbs and condos now limit overnight street parking. Include parking details in your listing description and inside your house manual to prevent guests from blocking driveways or creating friction. Noise is another common issue. Seniors who live in peaceful communities should establish quiet hours. Typically from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Airbnb's 2025 community policy now encourages hosts to display noise awareness rules and properties that do so often report fewer complaints. Finally, remember that being a considerate neighbor isn't just good manners, it's protection. When neighbors trust you, they're more likely to watch your property, report concerns promptly, and even recommend your rental to friends or family. The best senior hosts understand that successful Airbnb hosting isn't just about the guest experience inside the home. It's also about harmony with the people who live around it. Number 24. Don't overlook legal differences for long-term guests. One of the biggest traps for new senior hosts comes from accepting long-term stays without understanding the laws that come with them. In many U.S. states, guests who stay more than 28 to 30 days gain tenant rights, meaning they may no longer be considered temporary visitors but legal occupants. This matters because eviction laws for tenants are far more complex and time-consuming than guest removals under Airbnb's platform rules. For example, in California and New York, a guest staying over 30 days could require a formal eviction process, even if they booked through Airbnb. Seniors unfamiliar with these distinctions can find themselves locked into uncomfortable or even costly legal situations. Before accepting any long-term stay, review your state's landlord-tenant laws. Airbnb's Help Center offers general guidance, but your local government or a real estate attorney can provide specific advice. If you choose to host long stays, set clear house rules and communicate them through the Airbnb messaging system so they're officially recorded. Longer stays can be wonderful, offering steady income and less turnover. But they also shift your responsibilities. You may need to handle mail, garbage schedules, or maintenance differently. Treat these guests with the same warmth as short-term travelers, but maintain clear professional boundaries. Remember, hosting is hospitality, not property management. Seniors who understand the legal side of long-term bookings protect both their home and their peace of mind. Knowledge and caution here turn potential pitfalls into confident, well-managed opportunities. Number 25. Don't lose the joy of hosting. The final, and perhaps most important, rule of successful senior hosting is never to lose sight of why you started. For many older adults, Airbnb is more than a side income. It's a new chapter of life filled with connection, purpose, and discovery. But it's easy to let fatigue or worry steal the joy from it. Over time, even great hosts can experience burnout, especially if they try to handle everything manually. Simplify where possible. Use automated messages, self-check-in locks, and cleaning services. Delegating doesn't make you less of a host. It makes you sustainable. Remind yourself that you're not just renting out space. You're offering a moment of home to travelers who need it. You're sharing stories, laughter, and sometimes even wisdom. Many guests treasure the warmth of staying with senior hosts who bring experience and kindness to the Airbnb world. If hosting ever starts feeling like a burden, take a short break. Block off a few weeks for rest, travel, or family. Airbnb rewards consistency, but not at the cost of your well-being. The hosts who last are those who treat hosting as a part of life, not the whole of it. As 2025's Airbnb data shows, the happiest and most successful senior hosts are those who stay engaged but balanced, earning income, staying active, and enjoying community. Hosting is a journey, not a race. Protect your peace, nurture your enthusiasm, and let every guest departure remind you that you're doing something meaningful. Because in the end, great hosting isn't just about making money. It's about making life richer, one stay at a time.